You'll notice that clock up at the top there is slowly ticking down, and we still have 1 space remaining. If that clock ever jumps up in numbers as it's counting down, then that means another player has joined, and it's going to offer like 5 to 6 seconds for them to actually just jump in. Oh, maybe I was wrong on 6 seconds. Maybe 8 seconds is more accurate then. Fishman! Back to Moray Towers. Alright, let's get in there. A lot of players will prefer... Well, again, this is kind of more of a competitive mindset. Or at least different game modes other than Turf War. Where higher-leveled players will tend to just gun for the center of the map instead of staying back at base and inking turf. And that mentality is there because in other modes of the game, you don't really need to compete for who covers the most ground. And as a result, higher-level people who have probably gotten their higher levels just from playing those other game modes, they do not have a strong mentality of going for turf. They just have a strong mentality of going after other players. Ah, I tried. That Luna Blaster that Donovan is using is a very popular blaster-type weapon. Blasters will do shotgun damage, basically. They're short range, but they also have explosions that can do residual damage. And the Luna Blaster is one of the most powerful blasters available. So it's strong. That weapon right there is the, I can't remember the name right now, it's the Ultra Stamp. The user I think is invincible from the front, so they need to be attacked from the back in order to be killed, and on a map like this with really narrow corridors, it's really strong. Okay, I don't think anybody knows I'm there. They might start chasing me after a little bit here. I'm not hearing anybody coming after me, though, so maybe they think that they're pinning us down. Oh, nope. Someone's pissed at me. Oh, hello. That, I think, is the Flingza Roller. Yeah, the Flingza Roller will have a longer, excuse me, range when flicked in the air. Wow. Get over here. Yeah, the Flingza Roller. Rollers can flick their ink either horizontally or vertically, and it all depends on whether or not they're in the air when they flick. If the Flingza Roller is used in the air, or flicked in the air, then it will have a longer range available to it. Go away. Okay, I guess now is the point where we really need to start inking turf. Because it seems kind of even. And I don't know if what I just did there is going to impact much. Probably purple. Yeah. By 2.5%. It was close, but no cigar. Previously, in previous updates of this game, or versions of this game, I believe there were death counts as well, unless I'm just thinking of Splatoon 1. But now it just shows how many splats you got and how many specials you used. My Super Fresh rating has also dipped down a little bit. It used to be Gold Super Fresh, but now it's just Silver Super Fresh. The more matches you win, the higher that freshness rating goes, but the more you lose, the lower it goes. And the higher your number, usually it kind of hangs around 10 on, like, balanced matches. So, if your number gets really high, like what mine currently is at, then the harder you'll fall on losses, and the slower you'll rise with wins. Third match on Moray Towers, and at the time of recording this, I believe the maps will actually rotate out after this match is done. So we're gonna have a different spread for Turf War. Okay, looks like Donovan is getting that part, so I'll just walk around here. That is another thing too, is that teams between maps of Turf War will randomize each new round. And sometimes you'll be paired with the same people over and over, other times you'll be paired with different people every single time. It's all just luck of the draw, really. Alright. And this also is unfortunately true for if you're playing with friends, where if you're playing with friends, there's no easy way of teaming up with your friends every single time. You're either going to be sometimes against them or other times, you know, together with them. If you want to have a full room of just your friends, you can either jump into a turf war and then slowly populate it with your own guys, or you can set up a lobby in what is known as the Shoal, which is, you know, for local multiplayer and also for getting a bunch of other people together. No, I'm sorry. The Shoal isn't specifically for getting other online players together. It's for local ones specifically. And let's see here. I'll try to get that guy. Well, there he goes. But online play in general, yeah, you can set up your own private lobbies online, not in the Shoal. I gotta correct myself there. And then you can play with your buds, and the room is basically just you and your buds at that point. Let's see what we've got going on here. Fishman, I believe, is using a Splatoon-matic. I believe that's the name. It's a very short-range shooter. It has a really high rate of fire, and I believe the damage is also pretty good, but it's got incredibly short range. I don't know if there's still a pink guy up in here. I don't believe there is, but it's rude that my team didn't clean up the mess. Oh, I'm gonna get splatted, aren't I? Okay, I'm good. I'm still good. And it looks like we are going to win this, because usually in the last 10 seconds, if one of the teams is in danger, there is no pulling back. I'll go ahead and tag that guy. Even though he won't get splatted by those tentamissiles, it'll paint the area around him. Yeah, that is clearly Blue's favor, and I want to believe that it's Donovan who snuck in behind enemy lines. Or Sprite. They were using an Aerospray, and Aerosprays are pretty good. Yeah. Aerospray is kind of like the Sploosh-o-matic from Fishman. They're pretty short range, but have high rate of fire and can cover a pretty good amount of turf. So yeah, maps and modes have been updated. That is to say, Turf War maps have switched it up, and the mode still stays the same. It's Turf War at Mako Mart or Camp Triggerfish. But every 2 hours, also the ranked battle changes. So at this current moment in time, it is known as Splat Zones mode. Eventually, I'll be showing off what the ranked battle modes all have to show off. But for these videos, I'm just going to be showing off Turf War for a couple of rounds. And then eventually, I'll work my way over to ranked battle stuff. Additionally, at the time of recording this, I believe... yeah, there is a Salmon Run open to us, and I would like to show that off. Probably not this video, but upcoming. Salmon Run is comparable to Call of Duty Zombies. It's a horde mode, but it's also PvE. So you're teamed up with 3 other people, and you have to complete an objective while also surviving against hordes of enemies. But that's for another time. For now, let me show off Mako Mart and Camp Triggerfish.